G'day, I'm Paul. Volkswagen has stepped forward in a big way when it comes to infotainment, so much so that they have one of the biggest screens you'll find inside a car. It's 15 inches, and today I'm going to take you through a detailed review of the screen, plus the screen ahead of the driver, plus the heads-up display as well. If you want to see some of our other infotainment reviews, you can click up there. But in the meantime, check this one out, explore the rest of our channel, and find some really cool content. Let's get started. Let's kick off with this screen. It's called Discover Premium. This is now on the Touareg. It is an option, so it's part of the $8,000 option package. The standard screen's much smaller and has the buttons integrated beneath it. They don't really look that good. It has gesture control, as you've just seen. Using your hand, you can swipe between menus. Sometimes works, sometimes doesn't, so who knows what's going on there. This is the main screen. You can see it's divided into three sections. You have your navigation map on one side, telephone, and then FM. Let's jump through navigation first. This is a really high resolution screen. It's a super fast processor as well, so you can zoom in and out very easily. And then I love the fact that you have an auto zoom mode here as well. What that means is that as you approach intersections or you're on a highway, it's going to zoom in and out respectively so that you don't constantly have to keep fiddling with it if you don't necessarily need to see the streets that are coming ahead. And then check this feature out, rocket mode. No idea what that's for, but it has rocket mode. What about entering a destination? So you'll notice there as your finger gets close to the screen, it's got a proximity sensor on it. So right now it's empty. As the finger approaches, it brings up extra context menus that allows you to go to a new destination. So let's just try Melbourne Airport. We'll see how quickly that finds it. It's actually going really fast. There we go, we've got the airport there. That's really quick, and you can see in the background it's processing and giving you more options as it goes as well. So navigation, big tick there. What about phone connectivity? Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is standard, but both of them require a cable. They're not a wireless system. I'll show you what that looks like. Despite the fact you have a 15-inch screen, that's all you get for CarPlay. I would have thought they would take up that entire screen and really just give it a detailed, sophisticated look. So it is a bit disappointing that it is shoeboxed into that little slot just there. Over on the radio menu, you would expect to find AM, FM, DAB+, online streaming. Unfortunately, you're only getting AM and FM radio. There's no DAB+ digital radio, which seems entirely bizarre when this car that we're sitting in has every single option pack available and you still don't get it. You do get a voice recognition system though, so a push of this button allows you to call contacts, enter navigation addresses, and it works really well. You can also use that button to interact with your CarPlay or smartphone mirroring system, which is far more accurate and will get the information across through the cloud. Now, when you do disconnect your phone from CarPlay, it will then connect over Bluetooth. Using Bluetooth, you're able to stream music, make telephone calls. So I'll show you what the phone menu looks like. Here you can add favorites, you can see your recent calls, contacts, and also manually dial numbers. One more push of this button takes you to the second home screen. This gives you a bit more detail. You've got a clock up there. You can switch between two different styles. Vehicle status, so if the car has any errors, it will tell you what's going on. It'll tell you what state the tyres are in. And finally, oil level. Positioning, so I often say this, you're probably never ever going to need to use this, but if you are involved in an accident or you're first to arrive on an accident scene, it's very, very relevant that you know where to find your global position. You'll be able to give this to authorities so they can come and find you. And then here, it also tells you how many satellites you're currently connected to. Let's have a closer look at the other menus you have along the top here. So your media menu allows you to stream over Bluetooth audio, the inbuilt SD card slots, or the internal jukebox, which is internal drive storage. And then if we jump over to car, if you do any off-roading, the off-road menu will tell you your inclination, the tilt angle that you're on, and what the all-wheel drive system's doing. You can change the different modes here. So when you are in off-road mode, you're presented with more information. And that's going to be handy if you ever go to the bush or you're going to a favorite camping site. All of that information is contained within this screen. You can then deep dive further into the available menus for the car with convenience consumers, so what is consuming energy inside the car. The driving data, so how much fuel you've been consuming over the long term, short term, you can reset that as you go. And finally, the vehicle status, so any errors that appear here, you'll be able to find them, such as tyre pressure, oil pressure, the whole works is going to appear on that center screen there. The other fascinating thing is the animations they've been able to integrate here. So with the seat heaters, they come up nicely there. You can switch those on and off. And then when it comes time to adjusting your climate, check this out. So it gives you an overlay of the car. It allows you to set climate through the different zones, including an eco mode where it only heats part of the cabin that you're in. So because I'm the only one in the car at the moment, you can see it's only heating the driver's cabin. And if you then press this, it shows you what's happening in the rear of the car. You've got 4 zones of climate, so you can change those as you please in the Touareg. And this screen allows you to visualize everything as you go. Heated steering wheel button is here as well with 3 different heat settings. The last thing I want to show you here are the cameras. The car is loaded with cameras, and normally we complain when it comes to 360 cameras that they don't present a high enough resolution screen. Well, different story with the Touareg. Have a look at that. You can see very clearly there. And then I love this. Press 3D, and then it allows you to skip around the car and find different views. And it literally looks like there's a little drone above the car controlling everything. Then you can manually come in and move things around yourself if you want. And then you also have the Park Assist Plus, which allows you to go in perpendicular, parallel, in and out of parks. It has you fully covered if you're not overly confident with parking. Last thing I want to show you here as well is this. You can configure the car to back up to a trailer properly so that you're not going to ding the car as you're reversing. Then you also have a super wide angle camera if you're reversing out of a spot where you can't see cars coming either way. Moving on from the 15-inch screen to the 12.3-inch screen ahead of the driver, this is another pretty impressive flex as well because it is incredibly high resolution and it seems quicker than the screens they use in Audis. I'll quickly walk you through what this is able to do and how to operate it. So right now we have it in map mode with the dials on either side, tachometer on the left, speedometer to the right. One push of a button changes that into a full map screen. Look how quickly that transitions. You can see the speed in that processor. There's really no lag there at all. Then using this button on the steering wheel, we can switch between different displays. So I can have audio on the screen and the station that we're listening to, telephone and anyone that I need to call. Vehicle status, so this is important if the car has any problems. This is where they're going to appear. You can see we've got a door open there, so it's telling us on the screen. And again, in any of these menus, you can switch between small and big screen. Head-up display, you can switch it on and off. Off-road menu, if you are going off-road, you can get the same display that you have here with the inclination and the angles that you're on. Driving data, so again, trip computer data is all stored in here and then you can move between the different screens that are available to you. You can configure all the assist systems on the go, so you can switch those on and off as required. Come through here if you don't want the side assist on, you just give that one click and then it switches off. And finally, we're back to the map menu. What you'll find here is that this map menu is extremely handy if you don't really know where you're going. It'll zoom in close enough so you can see the streets that are coming up, and if you are looking for anything in particular, you can zoom in a little further just using the steering wheel controls. And finally, ahead of the driver, we have the heads-up display. Shows you the radar and how far you are compared to other cars. We've got a speedometer there as well, and if you have any navigation data, that's going to appear ahead of the driver too. And again, just on and off here, it's all very straightforward. Thank you for watching. If you found this review useful, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and also press the bell icon. And while you're here, have a look at the rest of the videos on our channel. We've got some really cool content there and would love to hear from you guys on any feedback, what you'd love to see, what you don't like seeing. And finally, head to carexpert.com.au for even more content like this. But until next time, take it easy.